Is that one from Taekwondo too? In the back? Yeah.
and thank you for coming to tonight's concert. My name is Mr. Carlson. I'm one of the two band directors here at Forest View, and this is one of our two sixth grade bands. This is the Team C and D band. We just completed our Teams A and B concert an hour ago, and these guys are doing a really great job. This is my favorite concert of the year because we get to see the progress of a true 9 months of learning. So these kids started in August, September, just learning how to open the cases, put the instruments together, holding it, making the first sounds. And not only were they learning to play an instrument during that time, but we sometimes forget they're also learning how to read music. That's like learning an entire foreign language. And it's really not as easy as people really think it is. And so these kids are learning how to read music and they're learning how to play their instruments at the same time. And then they sound like this after 9 months. That's really amazing. And we just want to really point out to them that the year you just completed, that's as hard as it gets. It really is the most challenging year of band. So when the music gets harder and harder and harder, like let's say you're listening to the top band at the high school, that music is really, really challenging. But I would say this is a harder year to learn this than it is for those kids who already have a base of how to read music and how to play their instrument. All they're learning how to do is learning new techniques and new notes and rhythms and things, but these kids are learning everything from the ground up. So they've really, really done a great job. Very proud of them, and they sound really great. So, and to go along with that, we also want to talk too a little bit about next year, because like I said, you just completed the hardest year of band. And so next year in 7th grade, it becomes really fun with a lot less stress for like, am I going to keep up? Because they already get it. They already know how to play the instrument. So when they show up next year, our schedule is so much different in 7th grade. Instead of seeing these kids for 20 minutes, 3 times a week, we get to see them for a full class period every other school day. And just that fact alone, and on top of the fact that they already know how to play their instruments and read music, we really get to play some fun, exciting music, and it really is a great time with these kids. So hopefully you've all gotten the emails from the school talking about registration for 7th grade band, and you're really, really encouraging your kids to stick with it, because 7th grade is really a fun time. It really starts to become really awesome because of the music you get to play and the level that they'll get to play at. So that's just a little plug to make sure that these guys keep going, and just a testament to how well they're doing right now. So we have another song that we're going to do before Mrs. Moats takes over, and this is a really fun one. It's a new piece that we ordered this year. We've never done it before, and I think it's been a really big hit. It's a clarinet feature called Clarinet Jive.
thank you so much for coming this evening, and I'm Jessica Maltz, and I am one of the band directors here at Forest View. That piece was really fun for them. It was one of their favorites, Mojo. It's so busy, it's fast, and you'll notice that from the first concert to this concert, our music is much more challenging and in very different ways. In that first piece that you heard, Achievement, we start out slow, and then you have to learn out of nowhere, the whole group has to get faster. Things like that seem very, hopefully it sounds like a smooth transition, because that's a very difficult thing for us to learn. So we're learning tempo changes. We are, in our first concert, we probably had a good solid grasp on 6 notes at our first concert, and quarter notes, half notes, whole notes. Okay, maybe some eighth notes. And now we have so much else going on. We have 16th notes. We have independence in each parts now. I mean, I don't remember a time that we had a feature like this, like clarinet jive, in 6th grade. So that was awesome. And so just the independent playing, but then having to listen, I mean, all that stuff is next level. And then it just grows and grows. So the next piece we have for you is another really fun one. It's kind of a rock and roll type piece called Warrior Boogie. Well, it's already our last piece, and it's a tradition for us to do Star Wars. We've done this for so many years as our featured last final piece. But before we get there, I just want to, first of all, talk a little bit about this year, and I talked right before this about all the musical things that they were learning, all the different notes, all the different rhythms, all the different techniques, the listening skills, tempo changes, things like that. But truly, they're learning so much more than they have any idea that they're learning. And that's what's so special about band. And I was kind of jotting down some ideas as I was coming here tonight about all the different things that they're learning that they don't know. It's just like literally embedded in being in band. So some things that we learn every single day. We learn how to become a team, and we build teamwork, okay? Everybody participates in band. Everybody is as important as everybody else. So we learn how to work together. And there's lots of very different kids in here, and we're starting to really understand how to build teams and how to build a team. Another thing is truly the self-discipline to come in, get their instruments out, and in only 20 minutes go through what we just did. That's not a lot of time, okay? So self-discipline, perseverance, man, was this stuff way harder when we first saw this, and did we give up? No. Okay, so you have all these things. Organization. Let me tell you, organization is something that these kids are learning every day. Not losing their music. Okay, oh my gosh, I don't know where my instrument is. Okay, so then I have to teach them, and Mr. Carlson, how to be independent. And I'll say, well, what are you going to do? And so then we go through the process of, okay, what do I need to do? You know, all those things, and it happens all in 20 minutes. So just so much. And the biggest thing is friendships and self-esteem. This, again, that's all embedded in what we do. There's people here that did not know each other and met because of band, and they're going to be lifelong friends because this is something that they're going to can do forever. And they continue as a group. And boy, does that boost your self-confidence. Okay, so every day they leave here smiling, and it's just awesome. So thank you for being here as a part of this process that was started last year at this time, because you guys came, the parents came to come in and see what instrument they chose in a band screening. You came to their first concert. You did so much stuff for your kids. So thank you, because without you and your persistence to keep them going and powering through the harder times, they wouldn't be here. So thank you, parents, for all that you do as well. Again, this is Star Wars. It's our last song. Thank you so much for coming tonight. The kids, after they leave here, they're going to go put their instruments away and find you here in the cafeteria. All right, thank you so much, and we'll see you in 7th grade.
It's really interesting to see if that gets copyrighted.